Yo, what's good, guys? It's Austin here, or Luna. So today's story time is kind of a funny one. Um, During the story, it wasn't very funny, but now I can look back on it and laugh. Hope you guys enjoy it. Leave a like on the video if you do, and let's get into it. So today's story time is about the time that I got a little too high before detention. Yeah, you're probably wondering how the hell do you do that, Luna? I'm gonna tell you. So today's story time all starts off as a regular day freshman year. Okay. Now, I was about halfway through freshman year at this point, and I was over it. I can't lie. I just wanted school to be over with. I wanted summer to come. It was just taking forever to come. Okay, I need to play my words better here. Anyway, yeah, I just was really not in the mood to be in school anymore. I was very much over it. So this all starts off as a regular day. I got up out of bed, miserable, very much like not in the mood to go to school. Took a shower, ate some breakfast. I was up pretty early on this day, so I kind of had more time to get ready and not rush like I usually would. And right before the bus got to my house, I decided, you know what? I'm gonna bring a little bit of weed with me to school. By the way, never do that, but my dumbass thought, yeah, that'd be a good idea. And the reason I thought it'd be a good idea is because I was gonna smoke a little bit after school in the woods behind my school with a few friends before going home. That was my plan, right? Smoke in the woods and then take the after school bus home. So, yeah, I got I don't know, $10 worth of weed scrapped up, put it in a little baggie, and then I put it in my backpack and I went to school. Now, most of the school day was fine. Nothing really too out of the ordinary. But on my last period class, which was study hall on this day, my last period, it was study hall. All I had to do was pretty much just sit there and do nothing. Basically, the only rule was to be quiet. But I wasn't following that rule. I just kept talking to my friend next to me in study hall, and we kept laughing about some stupid joke. And the teacher kept yelling at us. She was like, guys, come on. The one thing you got to do, you can't do it, just stay quiet. And every time we try and stay quiet, we just kept laughing our ass off at that joke. Those jokes where they're not even that funny, but because they're with a certain person, you just can't stop laughing. And then someone tells you to stop laughing, and then it makes it even funnier. A joke is just 10 times funnier when you're told not to laugh at it. So yeah, essentially, me and my friend kept laughing and making noise and just being stupid. And finally, the study hall teacher couldn't take it anymore. And she goes, guys, one more time, you laugh, you're getting detention. And me and my friend looked at each other, and it looked like we were about to shit our pants. We had this red, just sweaty face because we were holding in the laughter. And I couldn't do it, bro. I fucking bursted out laughing, and so did he. And immediately, the teacher looks at both of us and goes, okay, I'll see you guys after school. Guess you guys aren't going home on time today. And I was like, really? Today? Can't it be tomorrow? She's like, no, today. So I'm pissed, right? It ruined my whole day. I had this whole plan to go meet a bunch of my friends behind the school, but we couldn't because now I got detention. So fast forward to study hall ending. I was still in a very bad mood because now I had to stay after for detention. But because the bell rang, we were allowed to go out in the hallway for a few minutes until the bell rang again. So me and my buddy from study hall went out in the hallway, and I was like, yo, I'm going to be honest, I don't want to go to detention. He goes, bro, just do it, because if you skip it, you're going to get 2 detentions, and then it's going to be even worse. And he was spitting some facts, okay? I can't lie. He was telling the truth. So I decided, you know what, fine. I'll do it. But I'm going to get high first. And that's what I told my friend. And he's like, you have weed here? I was like, yeah, it's in my locker. You want to go out back and smoke? He's like, yeah. So me and my homie proceeded to grab the backpack, go to the woods behind the school, smoke a bowl together. By the way, at this point, the bell had rang to get back to class and stay after school, essentially. But we just ignored it and stayed outside. You could literally hear it from the woods, and we chose to just ignore it and keep smoking. Now, here's the part where the story really gets good, okay? So, my friend didn't really have the biggest tolerance when it came to weed, and I didn't either, to be honest. I didn't really have one either, but I still had more of a tolerance than he did because I smoked more frequently. But because he didn't have much of a tolerance, he told me he only wanted 1 hit. And that's all he took, was 1 hit. So the rest of that bowl was all me. And I didn't have that much tolerance either. I was a freshman. Even though I had a little bit more than my friend, it still wasn't a lot. And needless to say, by the time that bowl was done, your boy Luna was a little bit fucked up, okay? And by a little bit, I mean very fucked up. I was literally gone. And at this point, it was time to get back into the school and go to detention because we were already very late. And I was very paranoid because not only was I walking into detention super late, probably about 10 minutes late at this point, maybe 15, I was high, way too high. So anyway, me and my friend walked back into school, and let me tell you, walking back through those school doors, stoned as fuck, was not a good feeling. I went from vibing in my head, feeling good, the outside, the fresh air was hitting me, to walking into this concrete prison of a building, aka my school, and the fluorescent lights were on me. It was just not a good fucking feeling, okay? It didn't feel good at all. So me and my friend, we walk into detention, right? And the teacher looks at both of us with the absolute dirtiest look I've ever seen. And she goes, "Are you guys serious right now? You're 10 minutes late to your own detention. I should give you another one." And I'm like, "I'm sorry," and I start laughing. She goes, "What's so funny? You think this is funny?" And I was like, "No, I'm sorry." And she goes, "Sit down, both of you, and not next to each other, opposite sides of the room." So we sit down, I pull open some homework, I start pretending to work because I was too fucked up to be doing math homework. And the first half of detention really wasn't that bad. I kind of just sat there, deep in thought. Can't tell you what I was thinking about, I was just lost in thought. I always had great ideas when I was high, but by the time I sobered up, I forgot all of them. I'm sure one of you probably relates. But anyway, about halfway through detention, my teacher walks up to my table, right? And she sees that none of my work is getting done. She sees that I haven't even put the pen to the paper. My name wasn't even written on the homework yet. And she goes, "Austin, what the heck you been doing this whole time? I thought you were working." And I was like, "No, this is a new sheet. I already did my other one." She goes, "Well, let me see it." And I go, "It's in my backpack already." She's like, "Don't lie to me, Austin. I know you didn't do anything. Get to work." And she's about to turn around, right, and walk away. And she goes, "What does that smell?" And in my head, I'm thinking, "Oh, shit, dude. I probably reek like weed." So, like always, I just look up with my dumbass red eyes and go, "What smell?" And she goes, "Oh, my, look at you. Look at your eyes." And I'm like, "What?" And she goes, You're high." And I'm like, No. And I look over at my friend, and he is head down on the table, crying, just laughing his ass off. And she looks over at him and goes, "Are you too?" And he lifts his head up, and literally tears are coming down his eyes, and he's just laughing. And she goes, "Oh my, what is wrong with you guys? That's it. Detention for the rest of the week." And we just both start cracking up. I had no idea what had gotten into me. Well, I do. It was weed. But I never acted like this, even when I was stoned back then. Usually if someone would yell at me when I was stoned, I would have a breakdown. I would just shut down and completely panic inside. And that's what I kind of started to do at first, but then just a bunch of laughter came over me, and I just couldn't hold it in. And yeah, I just uncontrollably laughed with my friend. So after she gave us detention for the rest of the week and we just laughed, she goes, "I could send you guys up to the main office right now, and you both get suspended. How about we do that instead?" And then we both shut up real quick, because detention's one thing, but suspension, that's when things get a little bit bad. Even though I liked, not having to go to school, that's when my parents get involved, and I get in trouble, and it's things get taken away from me, like my Xbox, my phone, and that was when my parents essentially would, ground my ass. So didn't want that. Plus, you get enough suspensions, you end up getting expelled. So we both shut up pretty quick, to say the least, right? And she knew that. She was like, "Oh, you guys are real quiet now. Get back to work." And let me tell you, the whole rest of that day in detention, I just sat there and did the homework as best as I could. And I don't think I did it very well. I think I probably failed that homework. I don't remember what I got on it, what grade it was, but I would guess that I failed, because your boy can't do math sober, let alone high off marijuana. So yeah, it was definitely not the vibe, to say the least. But all in all, it could have gone a lot worse. I'm lucky my teacher, even though she was a little bit strict, was a little bit nicer on this day. She definitely could have gotten us suspended, but she didn't. If I had my other study hall teacher, I probably would have gotten suspended, because my other study hall teacher was way worse than she was. I had a bunch of study hall teachers. I think I had 3 or 4 total that would kind of cycle out. And one of the girls that would teach my class was not so nice. I've talked about her before. So I'm glad that I had this one, even though she was kind of strict. She wasn't as strict as the other. But yeah, guys, in the end, me and my friend had a very funny day, I guess. After that, we just rode home on the after-school bus and went home and played some Xbox. I got online with him and we played some MW2 in a party and just laughed about what happened. And yeah, honestly, all in all, it was a funny experience and it could have gone a lot worse, and I learned a valuable lesson. Don't be getting high at school. Yeah, that's that. That's the moral of today's story. I hope you guys enjoyed this story time. If you did, please leave a like on the video. I'd really appreciate it. Feel free to leave your story times in the comments down below, and subscribe if you're new. I'll see you guys all later. Peace.
I be fully loaded, I be whipping foreign cars. Always stay devoted, mama knew I'd be a star. Now I'm steady flowing, feeling